So when it comes to commuter pet peeves, one of the things that drives a lot of you crazy, drives me crazy for sure, are those speed camera tickets. Well, speed camera tickets across Maryland are under judicial review tonight in response to the WUSA 9 investigation you're about to see.
Yeah, all that happened after investigative reporter Russ Potasic told the state judiciary that what's on those tickets does not match up with what's in the law books.
That Maryland Judiciary Committee is reviewing these words printed among your rights on the back of every Maryland speed cam ticket. It's the line called transfer of liability. If you were not operating the vehicle, stating you can choose to identify the person who was driving, leaving many to believe they have to rat out the actual person who was driving to get out of that ticket. But not only is transfer of liability not even in the speed cam statute, if you weren't the driver, the statute doesn't say anything about you having to say who was.
It was my car.
Paul Lair is a walking speed camera test case.
I'm a licensed attorney in Maryland, and I read the statute very carefully.
In November, we reported how he fought a speed cam ticket and won, proving police couldn't show they'd properly published the locations as required by law. He's still getting tickets, but he felt he had an even better loophole this time.
I was not the operator.
Not him, but in January, speed cameras snapped his car speeding twice on the same day.
Town on business in Texas, pretty much the whole week that during that time frame.
On the back of Maryland citations, it says the owner of the ticketed car can choose to identify the person who was driving and transfer the liability. But Lair knew another man had just convinced a Montgomery County judge that's not necessary, and that the only requirement in state statute is to prove it wasn't you.
Going 44 and a 30. How do you plead, sir?
Not guilty.
Listen to this audio recording of court as Lair makes his case.
In the absence of any proof by the county that I was the driver, it's my position that my affidavit and my sworn testimony here today that I was not the driver should be sufficient to meet the preponderance of evidence standard.
I'm reading it again. You're correct. It doesn't require that you name the driver. I will find you not guilty.
They lacked sufficient evidence to convict me.
We looked at the citation forms for every jurisdiction with speed cameras in Maryland. All contain that choose to identify the person who was driving language. That language is issued by the Maryland court system. In the weeks prior to this broadcast, the Maryland Judiciary initially defended the wording, calling the identifying the driver clause a voluntary option. But we followed up with phone calls and emails asking the judiciary to look again, telling the court the words on the citation are not the words on the statute. In the end, we got this response saying, while the judiciary believes the citation's language is fair and balanced, in an attempt to be informative to motorists, an internal committee is currently reviewing the citation's language for clarity. For now, the tickets remain the same all over the state of Maryland. I'm investigative reporter Russ Potasic, WUSA 9.
Russ Potasic says not guilty. All right, if you've got an issue with speed camera tickets, it's driving you crazy, and you'd like our investigative team to check it out, just send us an email. Go